Hello there, Crackbook. You're going to have to forgive me. It's 1:41 in the morning, and it's been festival season here in Portsmouth, which means from Friday afternoon, I think about 1 o'clock, until 11 o'clock this evening, it's been a victorious weekend here in Portsmouth. For those of you who have been with me on my journey through from 2010 to now will obviously know different bits and bobs that I sort of talk about. But those who have obviously been with me since Aaron and Faith were taken, thanks for those that were with me before and have still been here since Aaron and Faith were taken. You are the ones that, really keep me going. You're the ones that, sometimes just, knowing that you just put a little love or something on to sort of just let me know that you're still there, you're still watching. Or occasionally pop up on a message, usually to defend me against some of these newbies that don't know me. And I have to say, some of my actual personal friends don't have their real accounts on here because they like to come in and strike some few people down and put a few people in their places, but they don't do it in their real name. One, because when you live a life like I do, then people who say follow sometimes tend to like to connect to your kids and your parents and your family and stuff like that. This is why Dean, it's a bit difficult because Dean's never been in a relationship with somebody who's also been in the public eye. He's usually in relationships with the people who are behind the stage. Well, I am behind the stages, but who are not even involved in his sort of side of work really. So it was quite interesting today actually, because quite a lot of our paths sort of started to really cross over today. So it's really difficult because Dean prefers to make sure that nobody knows anything about his family. His family is not for sale, do you know what I mean? And in his industry and what he's got to break back into and back through to, it's been really nice because I've been able to sort of check in with Dean's kids the last sort of few weeks and not talk directly, but I've been talking, like some of you will obviously seen that one of Dean's children's mum posted on my Facebook. She was a bit worried I was going to block her, but we've been obviously talking in PM. Dean and his family, that's it's personal. Dean's a very, 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 very shy. He's very, very, very shy. I know he's angry at the moment, just as I am. So if everybody judged me by my rah, then, please do remember that I have this cage around me and I have these people prodding, and fucking prodding. And I'm a very, very, very patient person, but sometimes I want to take that fucking stick and shove it up their fucking asses and do it with a smile on my face. So, yeah, do remember that Dean has now got past the snap point and he's now on 100% mission that he's taking his fucking life back, and these cunts aren't getting in his way anymore. And I would say, like, today was just so interesting. I could write so many books just on different perspectives and different points of views and different ways of how this whole weekend has gone, because from what you see when you look at Crackbook, you go boom, 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 but you don't see when my phone's down. In fact, I've resolved my problem with my phone today. Shall I show you my new toy that I managed to get for just a tenner? Because I brought it just... In fact, I probably could have picked it up. I've got fucking glitter all in my hair and everything. My new friend! Yes! So, as long as I keep on top of it, I get 3 charges off of this. So, as long as I keep on top of keeping... So, when I charge my phone, I'm going to have to make sure I charge this. And then as I'm out and about, I get 3 charges off of this, so I'll get to recharge 3 times. So as long as I sit in cafe or something and when I charge my phone I get this charged as well, I should be okay. So hopefully as the tools and as the equipment come together and things like that, then Hopefully it should come together. But what's been so interesting about this weekend is I've basically been repricing back up Step Up Britain's event. And when I first did it and I first created Step Up Britain, and then what you have to basically do when you put a business together is you have to write the business model and the structure and all of this stuff. And this is where my downfall came in, because I gave so much information of Step Up out, and obviously government use a lot of my stuff. And it was really, really, really funny today, because I was listening to the changeovers on like the DJs or the artists and stuff, and what the MCs were saying, and they were using Step Up and stepping up to the plate, and is this, and what was the other one I heard? Wow, he stepped it up. And I'm hearing a lot of this lingo. But today was very, very, very interesting, because obviously this weekend, I've had my own personal stuff as a mother on her own. So it doesn't matter whether I'm in a relationship or my partner works. Either way, most mothers are on their own mothers. And when you're going out with two, now I haven't got two under two anymore, because obviously Elijah turned 3 last month, but 2 toddlers, any person knows that toddlers are on the go all the time, and you can imprison your kids, and you can say, don't do this, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that. But as you'll know, I'm predominantly a youth coach, so I teach parents, when you're dealing with your children, to not say those words, because I coach parents to raise children to be who they are now, and not to be when they grow up. What do you want to be when you grow up? Like, it's all well and good to say, what do you want to be when you grow up? But what would be better to say to your kids is, what sort of lifestyle do you think that you're going to have when, you're married with children yourself? Or what sort of lifestyle do you think you're going to have, if you go to university, or, if you, want to have a business, or, they're the sort of better questions to ask. We've ended up conditioning our children so much now, and the education system does it to them, and the world around them does it to them, and health and safety does it to them. I mean, even today, and this is another perspective of going on, at the festival, they had a Home Start tent there. So that, in fact, I have to say, hands up Portsmouth Council and hands up Victorious. I would say that the family area for the festival was absolutely fucking brilliant, and it's a shame that I didn't get my battery pack until literally I was leaving, because there was no way I was paying like 25 quid for this battery pack. I just couldn't put that level of money up. It's like 4 quid for a little can of chips, do you know what I mean? And I was so lucky that, literally one of my neighbours was sat downstairs this morning, and I had to run down with the kids and go and get our washing and run back up. And as we were getting into the lift, she was sitting outside, and Elijah just asked me if we were going to the party, and I said, I don't think so, Elijah, not unless we can get someone to come with us today. There's no way. There's no way, not a chance, not on inside the festival, because obviously I'm quite local here, and I'm like a cheapskate charity case, do you know what I mean? So things like that, people on sort of like, I'm not quite early, what do they call early year? Well, I am early years, but I'm not quite team around the child or children in need or child protection or anything like that. But I am sort of like using facilities and going to places with the kids where, I have people who do actually watch my kids and stuff, and take a little bit of that constant pressure, because my health visitor understands that I'm a country girl, and I'm trying to adapt to city living with 2 children. I mean, preparing myself for the life that I have with choosing to be in a relationship with an artist and having a marriage with an artist has been hard enough as it is, because like even losing Elijah and Shiloh, Elijah and Shalom were getting kids, Aaron and Faith, you know, prior to all of that, you were talking about somebody who gets up in the morning and goes directly into a shower, who has a hot and cold compress shower every morning, who's lovely, immaculate nails, who, then, finally grooms and has eyebrows waxed on, a weekly basis, and my haircut every 6 weeks or coloured or whatever it is that I'm doing, and buys hair products and stuff like that. And, coming out the hairdressers would cost me 120, 150, 70 at the least. And then, of course, like, I was a gym bunny, always went to the gym. 10 o'clock in the morning, I was in the gym till 12. I'd have either a class, then gym, or gym, then a class. It tended to be class, then a gym.